What up, anime fans? Welcome to my channel. I'm your host, Kyo Phoenix, here and doing a review on the 14th episode of Tropical-Rouge Precure. Now, before I start, there's something I want to mention. I did not mention last week about Curran. I forgot to mention that wasn't that much around in the last episode. Like, I think he only had one appearance episode. I don't know. But probably didn't have a single line. Excuse me. So yeah, Curran didn't say much. And I'd like to show you something I plan to review in the future on my main channel. This. I'm going to review on my review on my main channel. This Justice League Snyder Cut. Based on DVD just recently. I got both this one and the original Justice League. I bought the original a few years ago. Had it ever since. I only haven't watched it before. I didn't even know about the original cut back then. Anyways, that's the point. Anyway, on to the review. So, episode starts out with with a recap of the last episode, which it's not gonna happen in most episodes. Most of the episodes are not gonna have that recap. So yeah. It's the same line over and over again, just different images of the previous episode when that been used. Like example, you notice it has images from the last episode. Or clips, really. After that, the teacher tells them about a preschool trial, and asks if they're interested. Of course, Manatsu agrees. That she's so excited. Quick break a sec. I did mention something what happened to me yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was. Yesterday when I was out in the living room, I was coming back from the kitchen, somehow tripped and hurt myself. I have tripped on that floor before, but somehow I got this mark on small little scrape on my arm and my knee. I could feel it. And my toenail came off and badly. Kind of ripped off a bit. Not all of it, just a bit of it. Not that caused it to bleed. Yeah, I didn't. Sorry for that gross detail, but I managed to cut the nail colours instead of pulling it off. That was unwise. Which is odd. I don't know how that happened. I still don't get how I tripped. Which I usually gain balance straight away, like when you go, Hey, but how? How come I get marks on me? Shannon's falling down the stairs, falling most of the days, but still hasn't got any marks on her. I don't know why I got marked. Like, yes, I fell onto the floor, but burnt my arm a bit, but should I have done it this bad? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sorry for that gross detail. Anyway, where was I? Where was I? Oh, yeah. The teacher just left. Laura said she could come along too, since it's outside school. She asked what a preschool is. I think it was Manatsu explains to it. Manatsu and Sango are very excited, with Minori and Asuka not being too thrilled. Yeah. It was pretty interesting. This episode I enjoyed. It doesn't have much of, my opinion, I enjoy these episodes as long as they're entertaining and watch, as long as the characters are interesting, as long as the story's good, and it was action, made the action good. It was an interesting episode. I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode too. If you've seen it, please. Excuse me. And that's when Laura asks about what Precure is. It's a school where you little kids before elementary school age, for younger around young ages, around one about 4 to 6, I think, or 7. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. Actually, around 4 to 6 years old, I think, or 4 to 7. I'm not sure. I know it's you in elementary school then. So, yeah. That's in Japan. That is, but it's mostly the same here worldwide. Before you enter kin, well, it's for little kids. Well, why this? It's for little kids who not entered kindergarten if you're American, or primary school if you live in the UK. Like they like could be 4 to 6 or something. I don't know. They gotta be young, well, toddlers or something. Probably toddlers from 3 to 5, and then in kindergarten or primary school from kindergarten from 6 to 10 or something. I don't know. Really, I don't know. It's the American system myself. I live in the UK, so I don't know. Well, they don't have a preschool here, but it's just American term. You get my point. Mm. Well, it's a cool way to take care of a lot of young kids. A lot of companies says she can do that. She's taking care of her, and I say Laura gets pretty good development in this episode too. She's still learning more about this. She's still learning, as you know, and this is only episode 14 now. Episode 20 is not that far off. And maybe when it's close to episode 20, we might get some news about Cure Lemaire's appearance. You know, what episode to wait for. What episode to wait for where she appears. And if we're going to see her transform her appearance up in the episode she appears in. Or not get a transformation a week after. You know? Like, say, Cure Passion, the first mid-season Cure. The Pretty Girl series. She got when she became a Pretty Cure, she didn't get a transformation sequence like the others. Like some other seasons. She transforms in the next episode. And same with Cure Beat. You know? When she realized she was under mind control. Sorry, I didn't mean to spoil that for our Sweet Pretty Girl fans. But if you want to watch if you haven't, I'm gonna be reviewing Sweet Pretty Girl in the future. But sorry if I spoiled that if you've never seen it. Like when she was brainwashed and realized she was brainwashed, she realized what she's doing, and actually, the courage getting her to made her transfer into a Pretty Cure. Yeah. I'm sure there are other Pretty Cure seasons that didn't. Smile's the only one that never had a mid-season cure. Doki Doki doesn't really count because the mid-season cure was unknown who their civilian identity was. And they misled us with that season. It's mid-season cure. Because it was so obvious it was going to be Regina, they just did a 180 on us. And created a character who probably didn't have much development. Cure Earth's the same. When she appeared, she was already a Cure, but she came from the Earth. And she gets a civilian form and gets a transformation in the next episode. You know? Are they going to do the same with Star Twinkle or some other seasons? Have Laura become the Cure in the same episode? Get a transformation sequence in the same episode, they become the Cure. I hope so, because I'm not waiting another week to see the transformation sequence. I want to see that and the good transformation sequence, you know? I think I know what's going to come first when she transforms. Say, eyes. Because, where she Cure starts with. It also starts with cheeks. Well, no. Yeah, she does. Kyoko starts with lips. Kyo Papaya. Also starts with cheeks. Kill Flamingo. Also starts with cheeks. She might get the same type of transformation that Kyoko has, Lipsa. Yeah. I don't care. I'm just curious to know what the transformation scene was going to be and when she's coming. Because I'm looking forward to that day. Sorry, I just rambled on. But you get my point. I just hope Q Lemaire gets a transformation sequence in the same episode she appears in. And I hope it's Laura. Well, actually it is. Because there are a lot of leaks coming. There are a lot of leaks released of Q Lemaire. And still no information about when she's appearing yet. It's going to be in between episode 20 and episode 29. Because it's never that late. Name one Precure season when a mid-season cure does not appear after and during episode 29. Or episode 28. Probably episode 20 to 25. It's probably in between those two. Because episode 26 to 20 to 30 will never happen. Probably. So ask me in between those episodes. Let's just see if I might get a little bit, might be right, or I could be wrong, I don't know. Anyway, back to the review. Anyway, we cut to the preschool. Manatsu and Sango raising some young kids. Having some fun. Minori having a bit of trouble with the kids reading books alone and imagination and stuff. Oscar, well, kind of, mostly acting like a baby in the first part. She's in a spectrum school. It's really funny. You can see, and also does seem like a child, like she's a preschool herself sometimes. They make a comment on that in this episode. That's the point why I brought it up. Yeah. And the kids see Karen. And Laura was Lucille. Not nearly gave it away, but Laura managed to get help her out there. Saying it's just a stuffed toy that talks. Right, Laura's one that skirt she wore in the last episode. Now it's going to be interesting because outside of school, but I don't know why no one notices her hop in. Like, seriously. Kami from One Piece didn't do that. Like, she wasn't really a unique mermaid. Laura is a unique mermaid, as I mentioned before. She could do more things than regular mermaids can. Like, she can move upon land. Like, she can hop on her tail. And use her tail for some holding things sometimes. Like how she grabbed Manatsu in the first episode and hold the Tropical Pact. Both in the first episode. Something like that. That what makes Laura different. They use that to her advantage, and I like that. She puts all the mermaids to shame. But she's got a different personality than most mermaids. There's actually ones in Peter Pan. Mermaids are seen as kind, caring creatures. Unless they're sirens. So yeah, but Laura is more narcissistic. But that's a good thing because it's great for her development. But she still has a bit of narcissistic behavior in her personality. But she's going to grow more by the end of the series. Yeah. I wonder when the Cure's going to meet the Mermaid Queen. Yeah. They had to meet her at some point. Like there'll be an episode where there'll be a threat underwater. And next week's episode I'm looking forward to, but I'll mention that later. Anyway. Laura's teaching her how to be a princess. Act like a princess. Or a queen sometimes. She does a skirt up to do a curtsy. How come you not even notice that? Okay, that's a little bit odd error and a little bit oddly there. Yeah, because that actually holds the skirt up that so it doesn't go all up that she can't be that only the shoe she's wearing can be seen, and that's fine. But if it goes like slightly up, they'll see her tail. So I guess that's right. Mm. Hey, so this one thing that make by some divides some Precure seasons is the identities. I mean, some there only before Precure seasons where the characters' identities were revealed to to entirety of some people. Like for Fresh Precure, it's the entire town. Sweet uh Doki Doki Precure, the entire world. Girl Princess Precure, the entire school. And Star Trooper Precure, the entire class. So no less than the Girl Princess one. But yeah. There's a gap. Let me think. I bet they're going for a pattern. You know, the first after the first Cure identity reveal, in the end of the season, towards the end of the season, it took 4 years for Doki Doki Pedicure to reveal their identities. 2 years later, Go Princess Pedicure did the same thing. 4 years later, Star Jungle revealed their identities. And it has been 2 years, so it's possible that Tropical-Rouge Pedicure will be revealing their identities at the end of the series. But it's just probably a guess. And they're probably not just going to go for a pattern, just be like doing identity reveal when it's if they want to. I don't even know who created the Pretty series and what's the story behind the series and the name. What made the show drastically changed. Yeah, bet you one of the reasons. From a two-person cure, two people Pretty Cure team, a two-people team of Pretty Cure, to a multi team where before yes Pretty Cure 5, where cures just call each other to transform, just hold a hand from Victoria Pedicure, Victoria Pedicure Max Up, and Victoria Pedicure Smash Star. I guess Pedicure 5 changed that. And in the name, it's 5 girls. And that's iconic. But it's almost the groundbreaking we know today. It's not until 2 years later after Yes Pedicure 5, with Fresh Pedicure, the semi-reboot of the series, for us to get the Pedicure series we know today. It did take a few liberties. Smell Pedicure being the only season not to have a mid-season cure. Which I still don't understand to this day. We know the reason why that is. Let me know in the comments below. Because they did technically get a mid-season cure for its crossover movie with Sweet Pedicure, which I do want to check out once I watch Sweet Pedicure and Smile Pedicure. But that will be a long way away. I've been putting off watching Cinnamon Crystal. I gotta put on because my channel's out in 3 days. I'm sorry for that extra rambling. Yes. Sango sees him having fun. Then she sees a young boy being in a book alone. She talks to him, and he's not really an introvert, but he just likes reading books. He just likes insects. I can't remember the term, but he also become someone like an insectologist, or I know it's not what they really call, but I just can't remember what they're called. Just someone who studies insects, which I find very unique. I could have done some more with this a bit, in my opinion. Him being teased just because he likes bugs, and that's why he doesn't hang out with anyone, because he thinks he's alone, and could have developed that a little more, but it's a good episode anyway. She talks to the boy whose name is Wataru. Should I mention that a minute ago? But Law also says, talks to him, that saying, friends doesn't need friends. He tries to show Laura some of his insect drawings to go say. And he tells him about a butterfly and a caterpillar. And I think this is a good choice in my opinion. Because this is a great key for important Laura's character development. Her learning from the people around her, not just the cures. You know? Then we see another girl named Rui. Sango talks to her. So she likes bugs too. And you can tell she really likes Wataru. Then we go to the Villain Slayer, where I should have really guessed she would be in this episode for the start, because, this whole theme was around children. There's episodes around children, young kids. It's the shrimp girl. The butler being a bit of a bore. She's playing pretend because she's younger. She's more of a spoiled brat, really. But you can tell that the other two really care about her and treat her with respect. They treat her because she is a child, but they don't know jerks to her. They treat her like she's their daughter or relative or something, which I find is very unique dynamic between the villains. Because knowing when you see your villains working together, when you see villains like villain minions or something like that, they don't always work together. They always throw some insult or what on each other. But these guys have not said anything mean about each other at all, to each other, which I find is very different to previous villains, and I get credit for that. Making it seem different. Tropical-Rouge is just so different to other seasons. I mean, of course, all the seasons are different from each other, but in ways it can be different. The comic vids are pretty good. It's slightly different in this season. Anyway. I think Villain Slayer was cut to earlier, before they talked to Rui. So I think I got that mixed up. Sorry. Then she shows up. Sounds a Zetsumi around the day. Because she is a kid, obviously. And likes the playground stuff. She creates it, because Zetsumi around the day is created out of blocks. Quick note. The eye catches are different in some episodes. Like, some episodes are going to have the old eye catch from early episodes before Corinne joins the team in episode 7. Yeah. But I'm shame you didn't combine those. I think they should have combined those eye catches, That would have worked well. Like, some seasons, they had 2 eye catches per half. Like, mid-season and before. So anyway, the girls evacuate everyone. Once everyone's evacuated, they transform. And they try fighting the monster, but when it gets split apart and come back together in many ways. And it's a tough challenge for them. And we see Wataru somehow snuck back and saw Rui behind the founder. That they did just to protect that caterpillar and that cocoon and stuff. He asks if she likes bugs too. And on the bow, she's scared, so he tells a lot of bug spats to calm her down. Meanwhile, Laura was searching for Curran, finding him fast asleep in a stuffed toy box. Very funny. Well, the blocks landing on, flying through the room, her barely avoiding them. And when she looks at the window, she sees the kids. Uh, she goes to help them. Yeah, she asks what they're doing here. They ask her the same question, but she obviously dodges it. Never mind her and stuff. These are the only. This is the first time in Tropical-Rouge where some real people actually see the Cure fight. I don't know what's wrong with not seeing the Cures. Right? Maybe because people might recognize them if they are seen. Do you understand? Like in Doki Doki Pretty Cure, where Barnes and Globos Doki Doki really, where one of the students doesn't know it's Maya, but says Kyoha looks familiar, or Glura if you watch the dub. You know? But not recognizing straight away. But when you watch Smile Pretty Cure, you can tell that the Cures recognize the others, that they recognize each other, well, even the Holy Come Cures. And how Akane recognized Miyuki, even as a Pretty Cure. Yeah, it doesn't really make sense sometimes. Anyway. The kids have been ready to cheat on the Pretty Cure. And the motivation wasn't really stolen this time. No motivation was stolen this time, really. So the Cures were able to finish it off with their next job goal without worrying about the motivation. And they beat the Zezimiyu on the day. The kids thank them. And they jump off from the building. Great way to cover their secret identity. The teacher shows up, asking what happened to the monster. Lord doesn't know, says she just disappeared quickly. I just love the kids' faces here, like big one-colored eyes and face. Doing that. It's kind of hilarious. Even though it can be seen in some animes, but I find it really funny. Yeah. And she whistles. Hey, after the day is done, the heroes say goodbye to the teachers. The teacher and the kids. And mentions that the Pretty Girl said to stay a secret. Of course, he also said that the Pretty Girl are the girls they know, because probably they're just obviously kids, so they wouldn't get it straight away. The kid? When Oscar was talking about joining us, Oscar and Minori not being so good after that. And they said that Laura might be a great preschool teacher. Of course, Laura, being herself, not statistic herself, said she'd be good at it. Clearly, and then next episode preview. Next episode is going to be a body swap episode, of course. It's not like Precure hasn't done that in the past. I don't know how many seasons he did it with though. Like ones that come to my Fresh Precure with Buki and Tart switching bodies. Kill Tart. That was actually pretty funny. When they swap bodies with the mascot character. But it's not in case this time though. Small Precure did the same thing when Miyuki and Candy swap bodies. Kill Candy episode. I find that pretty cute. / Glitter Candy if you watch Glitter Force, which I find is a good dub, in my opinion. But I don't know if I'll change my opinion once I watch Doki Doki Smile Precure. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, it's Minori and Laura who swap bodies. The next episode title is called Laura's Minori is Laura and Laura's Minori. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I want to know how that's going to happen. Because could it be a Humanities pub boat? No. I don't know how that's going to happen. We're going to have to wait till next week for episode 15. But sorry for all this extra rambling. I couldn't help myself about telling you stuff like this. Anyway, I recently bought some games and started playing Balan Wonderworld today, and it's not a bad game so far. It's actually, and I want to give a proper opinion on the game though when I finish it in the future. Well, I still haven't played Life is Strange 2 yet. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and all those who watch my content videos are not subscribed. So if you'd be so kind to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell, you'll be doing this channel a big favour. And if you want to see some, and if you like my art, if you like art so much, you can see my drawings on my Instagram and DeviantArt. You can look me up, Rev Phoenix on Instagram, and just look for Time Lord 18 on DeviantArt. You'll see my pictures. I like drawing, but I do want to draw more, but it's hard to adjust the size of the books. It takes me a while to adjust the size. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be writing down the villains' names for this season on this pad. I know you can't see it. So, on this pad, since I want to keep doing my book for, and that's like twice again. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow for Odd Taxi. And I'm not really excited for it. I really lost interest in it. I'm just watching it for my review on it to see what happens next. I don't like it much, but I don't hate it. But it's not gonna be a rewatch. So, yeah, some twisted turns are good, but not that exciting. I don't know why. Slice of life stories just, I don't know. I don't know why, actually. This doesn't interest me much. I watched Wolf Children. That's a good movie. And that's a slice of life story. Not like I haven't watched slice of life anime before. Most of the ones I got action-packed. I like slice of life. Boost Baskets, but then again, that's a comedy. Not any action in it. Much except for I've not watched season 3 yet, so no spoilers. I haven't even watched all season 2 yet. I wanted to watch all of it, but I got a chance. So yeah. Alright. This episode was good. I enjoyed it so much. I can't wait for that body swap episode. But I think they should have done a personality swap instead of a body swap. You know? It would have been interesting to see how they could they'd be able to deal with their power, deal with